What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. This is Train for Life. Once again, here's my merch, Train for Life. There's my t-shirt. And today we are going to talk about relationships. I thought that it would be really important to throw into the mix relationships because I feel like a lot of people get it wrong. I'm not a dating coach. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm just gonna tell you the real. And this is what it is, okay? And this can be geared towards men, women, whoever. And it's just basically however you take the information, okay? There's a couple things that you need to know when you're in a relationship, especially like if you're staying with a person, right? Like if you guys live together, there's a couple things. From a man's perspective, men want peace when they come home. And when I say peace, I'm not saying that they don't have peace at home. I'm not saying that their significant other or their boyfriend or their whoever they're dating is not giving that to them. What I'm saying is, when a man comes home, he wants peace. Now think about it. I'm gonna give you a really good example why men want peace, okay? So, typical guy, right? If he's a good guy and he's there for his family or he's there for his woman, goes to work, deals with drama, deals with nonsense all day, has to sit there and agree to this person or that person, right? Has to listen to a boss who he probably hates, right? And he has to do things that he doesn't want to do, okay? On top of paying bills, on top of maybe owning property, on top of paying, rent, on top of car trouble, on top of any other responsibility that comes with being a man, a father, right? And then he comes home, right? When the man comes home, the man doesn't want to come home to an argument. An argument will not give him peace of mind. When a man argues with his wife or his significant other, all that does, and it's like repetitive, like it's a constant repetitive thing, right? It's a repetitive thing. That man's gonna start looking other places. He's gonna start looking because it's a simple 80-20 rule. 80% of the time you'll get most of what you want from a person, but the 20%, you're gonna find it in somebody else. Now, if you're stupid, you're gonna think that 20% is the 80% and you're gonna leave. And then you're gonna figure out you should have stayed with your 80%. But to bring it back full circle, that man wants peace of mind, okay? I can't speak from a woman's perspective. I'm not a female, right? I'm not a counselor. I'm just a person telling you from the perspective of a guy who speaks to a lot of different men and what they tell me, right? Men want peace. So they don't want to come home and be told, well, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, you didn't, and I'm not saying women do this, but what I'm saying is sometimes that happens. Men don't want to deal with that. That's why a lot of guys, and this is for women that know, a lot of guys be like, what's the problem? Let's just solve it. What's going on? That's not always the best way to figure out a situation, but that's a guy's way of saying, yo, man, I don't want to argue about this. Let's just figure out what the problem is, and let's just come up with a solution. I'm here for you, I'm dedicated. Tell me what you need me to do. And women don't communicate that way sometimes, and that's okay. Everybody has their own way of communicating, right? We're all different. But from a man's perspective, they don't want to argue, they just want peace. A man wants to come home, he wants to sit on his couch, or he wants to come home and focus on his hobby or hone a craft. And that peace, right? That peace will give him the energy, the resolve, the love, right? The growth that he needs to be a better man for you. So just think about that when he comes home and you want to jump on him about something, or he didn't say I love you, or he missed something. There's a million things going on in this person's head. And you don't even know. Like for me, for example, like I like to leave things around the house, right? I leave papers in one spot, I'll leave shoes in another spot. It's controlled chaos. Now I could be at work all day doing my thing, But if something pops up in my mind that I want to figure out where my shoes or my papers are at, that's gonna be on my mind. So when I get off of work, what's going to bring me peace is finding out, oh, okay, I did leave this here. Oh, I did leave my keys here. Oh, I did leave this paper here. Now, if I get home and that item's been moved, right? That disturbs my peace. That can cause a problem. Not saying anybody did anything wrong. Not saying anybody made a mistake. Not saying it's her fault or my fault. What I'm saying is, because of how my mind thinks, what brings me peace is my mind was thinking about where I've last put something. I came home, it wasn't there. And now it's gonna be a shit show because I'm upset. And that's just how people think. That's just how guys think. It's okay. However, there has to be a compromise. All right, so we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get that. So, number one, men want peace. Okay, peace of mind. My dad used to tell me this all the time. He would say, peace of mind is a mother. It's a big mother. It's a big one. Okay, no games. Peace of mind is real talk. Okay. The next thing you should know, a guy will take a 7 or an 8 with a great personality over a 9 or a 10 with a horrible personality. And let me explain to you why. Okay. A 7 or an 8 gets overlooked by a lot of guys. A 7 or an 8 doesn't get the respect or the opportunities or the chances that they're deserved, right? And that's just how society is. Society likes uniqueness. They like people who are beautiful, and for some reason society thinks that because you're pretty that you're better than everybody, when that's not the case. Like, so what, you're pretty, like what else do you bring to the table? Like, what's your credit score? But because of how society is built, people will sit around and they will automatically assume that because you're pretty, you are up here. And if you're not as pretty as this, then you are down here. But I have news to tell you. Big news flash. A 7 or 8 with a great personality doesn't give you any trauma, doesn't want to argue with you, wants to compromise and figure things out, wants to come up with solutions to problems and not sit there and tell you how you messed up and how you didn't do something and how they don't like your friends or you don't like your family, that'll do cool things for you, that'll bring you lunch, that tells you that they love you, that give you space. Go out, do your thing. When you come back, I'll be here. Don't even trip, like I'm here for you, right? And this is any race of woman. I know people are gonna be like, oh, this could be, oh, you like white girls. Nah, man. This is any race of woman. This is any color. This is anybody. As long as you're happy, right? A 7 or 8 with a great personality automatically bumps up to a 9 or a 10. Automatically. You might be with a 7 or 8 who's not in the greatest physical shape, right? Maybe they might need some work, right? We all need some work. Quarantine, COVID-19, everybody either lost weight, gained weight, or you fell off. Nobody is 100% right now. Nobody. Ask the UFC fighters. They look about 90%, but some of them coming in with no haircuts, no barbers. You know, you've seen it, you know, it's a little different, but it's okay. 7 or 8 with a great personality is a 9 or a 10. A 9 or a 10 with a horrible personality is a 6 or a 7. Nobody wants to be around somebody that has a horrible attitude. Like, and to be honest with you, in the profession that I work in, it's extremely negative. Like, one of the most negative things I've ever done or worked at in my life. It's actually, and it's relentless. Like, it's one negative thing after another. Like, there's internal problems, there's external, there's like emails, there's war, all these mental wars that take place. Like, it's like, how can you be positive, you know? However, you want to get away from the negativity and you want to be with somebody who's positive. And I got news for you. If you're a 9 or a 10 and you think everything revolves around you, and you want to sit here and be rude to everybody, and you want to expect things to come your way, you want to expect people to tell you this or tell you that. Don't get me wrong, everybody is deserving of respect, right? You want to know that you're attractive. You want people to know that they like you. You want people to know that they respect your looks, or they respect how God made you. But if you can't respect people back because you think you're prettier than them or you're more handsome, nah, man, get out of here with that. Nobody cares about that. Some people care, right? Because if you're an attractive person, let's keep it 100. If you're an attractive person, you probably have a couple of years in the upper echelon. Like if you're really, really pretty, right? Let's say you're a woman, you're really pretty, okay? You got a couple of years reigning at that spot. But if you shrugged off all these guys who weren't attractive, right? All these guys who tried to give you time of day, but you were like, nah, he's not worth my time. He's not where I think he should be. He's beneath me. That guy is gonna go build up his money, build up his degrees, build up his business, build up his body, take off those glasses, get those contacts in, and he's gonna be the dude. He's gonna be the man, okay? Now you threw away all these guys that wanted to give you time of day, and they could have been legit dudes. It could have been some BS guys, but they could have been like legit dudes, right? Could have been like legit dudes that just didn't have it, but they were really there for you, right? They really wanted something. And when you run out of things as far as no talent, because everybody thinks that you're going off of your looks, I'm not saying that you are. If you have no talent, right? I don't know if you do or not, then you'll have nothing else to offer. And everybody's looks will fade. My looks will fade. You know, I can't keep this hair up. This is probably gonna go when I'm like 50. Your looks will fade. You know, like a nice car, it fades with time. And if you don't believe me, go to areas that they have a lot of rust in the air, right? The rust excuse me, not rust in the air, where there's a lot of rust to vehicles. Very nice vehicles, but when you buy them brand new, because of the air, they just rust and they deteriorate. It could be like a 2017, but the vehicle's deteriorating because of the rust, okay? It's a perfect example. So at the end of the day, a 7 or 8 with a great personality could be a 9 or a 10. All right, so that's 2, right? What was the first one, ladies and gentlemen? Are you listening? What was the second one? The first one was peace of mind, okay? That's number 1. Number 2 is a 7 or 8 can turn into a 9 or a 10 with the right personality, right? You gotta remember, if the personality isn't there, you're wasting your time, because if people aren't willing to grow and learn and be better with you, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. The last thing I'm gonna talk about, okay? The last thing. 3 types of people will tell you the truth. Kids, old people, and drunks. 3. You need to remember that, because you want a person who's loyal to you, will tell you the truth. Hey, what do you think about me doing this? Nah, man, I think you should pull back on that, babe. I think it'd be great for you to do this because I see these strengths in you. Oh, okay. I'll take that in consideration. You know, maybe I can think about it. That's what you want. You don't want a yes man or a yes woman. You don't want somebody who's like, yeah, babe, I think that's a great idea. Just go ahead and do it. Do you know what I'm talking about? Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, no. You want somebody to challenge everything. You want somebody to challenge everything, because that's how you're gonna survive. See, in the pride, everybody is saying the lion is the king, right? The lion is the king, and he is. The lion is the king. However, the lion is nothing without the lioness. You see, they do all the hunting. He's just there to eat and reproduce. Excuse me. He's really not the main man. I mean, they all do the hunting and they do the hard work, and then he's there to protect if he has to, etc. But what I'm saying is, you might think you have it all together because you're in a relationship and you think that, you know, things are working your way, but you need a strong person next to you to tell you, no, like, I don't agree with these moves. Let's try something different. Let's go another route. You need somebody to have checks and balances in your relationship. Now, if you're out there running and gunning and you're playing chicks, because a lot of people do, a lot of people out there doing their thing, and I'm not mad at you, you know what I'm saying? I was young once, you know? Then you may not pick up on that. But if you see somebody who has these qualities, right? These innate qualities, like you didn't bring it out of these people, you just noticed it in a relationship. You're hanging out, and for example, I like to go to the movies, okay? One of the things that I used to do was go to the movies, and I will go before a big premiere, like a big premiere, right? Like an Avengers type premiere. I would leave the girl in our seats, right? Now I know people are coming in, they're like, oh, can you scoot over to the side? Oh, can you scoot to the left? Oh, can you scoot to the right? And I would leave the girl in the seat, and I gotta use the restroom. Don't let anybody move our seat, meaning I'm not here, but we have these two seats. We're sat down, my popcorn is in the seat. You know how the seat goes up? The popcorn is in the seat, is sitting in there, is sitting in there. Don't move my seat. And one time I went to go use the restroom, came back, and I was like, hey, our seats feel like they're a little off. The person was like, no, the seats feel fine to me. And I was like, nah, I don't know, man. So I sat down and I was like, nah, man, like I feel like I'm like one over. Like this is not, and I was like, let's switch. So then we switched seats, and I was like, I still feel like I'm off center. Like I was here, but I'm like here. So anywho, I was like, why did you move our seats? Like I told you we were fine. Her excuse was, oh, well, they needed to sit down here. I said, but what about me? What about me needing to sit down? We came early to watch this movie. They came late. They came right before, you know, the credits started rolling. Excuse me, the previews. She was like, oh, well, I didn't tell you because I didn't think you would notice. I was like, wow, I asked you if you moved the seats. You told me no. And then you admitted to it. And this was just like a regular, like, get to know you date. This was nothing serious. It was like maybe date number 2. After that, I was like, nah, man, can't trust her. A couple years later, I go to another theater. I'm like, hey, look, don't move my seat. I'm gonna go use the restroom. Another big premiere. I don't know. I think it was, I don't know. I don't know. I come back expecting our seats to be moved, right? Because I'm like, nah, she's not gonna keep our seats. No. She stood strong. She was like, no, I didn't move the seats. I was like, oh. I was like, well, what happened? She was like, oh, well, a couple people came and they asked me if I could move my seat, and because we were right in the middle. And she was like, I told them no. Like, we're sitting down here, like, I'm sorry, I apologize in a respectful way, but no. And I was like, damn, this girl's loyal, man. I was like, dang. Then this girl went out of state. She went on a vacation, right? And I was like, nah, she's not gonna be loyal to me. She's going on a vacation. Like, she doesn't care about me. Like, nah. And I was like, who would go out of state and go to another country and want to still be loyal and faithful if they're not together? We're just talking. Sure enough, this girl did. It was really weird because our time zones were a little off. She was like, hey, what are you doing? I just had some free time. I want to call you. I know that we met at the time of my trip, but I had planned this before knowing you, and I'm here, but I still want to communicate with you. I want us to be together and work things, and I want to get to know you. I was like, are you serious? Like, she's in another country. I'm over here eating Cane's chicken with some dip and some bread, and she's telling me she wants to get to know me. I was like, yo, that's like loyalty, like 1,000%. So I'm gonna end the story there, and that person's a very important person to me, so I'm gonna end it there. But what I'm saying is, You want that loyalty in your relationship. You want that loyalty. Because nowadays it's hard to trust people that you trust. I mean, it's a hard time right now. So you want that loyalty. Even if your circle is small, if it's a good circle, man, it's strong. I mean, that's just how things rumble. So that's all I have for today. Once again, like, comment, and subscribe. Share, tell your friends. I think I have, at this point, 9 subscribers. So thank you. I just gained 1 subscriber. I'm happy, I'm thankful. I mean, they don't have to follow my content, and they do. So I'm very thankful for that. Hopefully I can add more content and it can be as informative, and we can, when this quarantine lifts, we can kind of do a little bit more as far as hands-on stuff. But thank you very much. I'm very humbled. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget, if you want these t-shirts, we got a website coming out soon. Also, just DM me at trained4life on Instagram, or you can hit me up in the comment section in the YouTube video. And that's all I have for today. Anywho, stay up, be positive, have a great day, and remember those 3 things, right? Those 3 things that you might want to look for whenever you're trying to date somebody new. All right, peace. I'm out.